It's not about motivation. Winners need discipline. Wake up and win today. Discipline comes from within.
Boxing King Media in association with Boxraw. Delighted to be joined by Chantelle Cameron. I want to thank you first because I know you haven't done anything since your last fight.
Yeah, thanks for coming to the gym and chatting to me.
My pleasure. Thank you for giving us the opportunity. So we'll start off with the gym. You're in Sheffield. You're in Grant Smith's gym. Bit of a surprise for everyone. Obviously, you left Jamie. So just want to ask you initially, how's things been since you've been here?
Yeah, I'm really happy, and I think that's it. The most important thing to me is I'm happy, I'm learning, and I'm enjoying training. And there was no bad feeling for me leaving Jamie. It was amicable. We still remain friends. It was just I needed a change. I needed something different. And I've always looked at Grant's stable with Dalton, Junaid, Sunny, and it's a great stable. So they're obviously in very good hands. And I met Grant years ago and he's always been very nice to me. So it was kind of like wanted to try the waters and come down here, and I've really enjoyed it.
You've obviously been here a week or so now. I've got to ask you, obviously, when you're the former undisputed world champion, you could probably walk into any gym and most trainers would take you on. So why did you pick Grant, and did you talk to other trainers as well?
So I thought, because I've met Grant a couple of times, my dad's met him, and we just said he's a nice guy. And I come down here sparring my friend Louise, I think it was sometime last year, and just like the environment and stuff. So it was just made sense, and it's all come together nicely.
Good stuff. We'll rewind back, going back to obviously you lost to Katie Taylor. Have you seen the fight since?
So no, I've not watched it yet, but at some point I am going to have to watch it. I've seen the highlights, but I've not sat down and actually watched it. It's still a bit raw.
Obviously, it's been a long time, and I know you haven't done no media, no interviews, no nothing since that. Is any reason for that? Because you kind of just vanished.
I think obviously nobody likes losing, and I am a sore loser. I hate losing anything. It could be a board game, it could be running race, anything. I don't like losing. I'm very competitive, so obviously losing sucks. And I just think that the whole night was it was intense, with the blood, with the noise, losing my belts, and it was just not a very nice night, to be honest. So I just thought, you know what, there's more to me than boxing as well. So after the loss, it was kind of like, I'm going to get my head down, enjoy life. There's other things going on in my life as well that are just important to me as boxing, and it's like I'm not just a boxer. So I thought, you know what, I don't need to be doing all this. I can take my loss and go about my business and go enjoy myself for a while, and then when the time's right, come back to the gym and get back on with my career again. And that's what I did, and I think it's worked out well for me. I think too many people I work hard when I'm in the gym and have a fight. I work hard, I'm extremely dedicated, but when sometimes you do need to know when to have a break and when to go off the radar a bit, because everyone's so obsessed with social media, obsessed with followers, obsessed with being a little bit fake and trying to get clout and stuff, where for me I knew that for my own mental well-being I needed to just kind of vanish and go spend time with my loved ones.
I think you've highlighted it there, and there's nothing wrong with that, because I know when you didn't do nothing, I did see people out there saying she's a brat and she's a sore loser and all that kind of stuff. I did see that out there, and it's worth mentioning that not everyone takes defeat the same way, and there's nothing wrong with how you deal with that, but you, I'm guessing, just chose to deal with it your way.
Yeah, 100%. I could have easily had the loss and come out and been here, there, everywhere, screaming, shouting, moaning, whinging. But at the end of the day, I ain't got to please everyone, and not everyone's going to like me, and that's everyone's opinion, because I'm not a people pleaser either. So for me, I was looking after myself, and do you know what? Most boxers are selfish people. So selfishly, I took myself away, looking after myself and letting people say whatever they're going to say about me, because at the end of the day, it's only the people around me, like my friends, my family, my close ones, that know the ins and outs, and that's what matters to me. And everyone else with their opinion on me, they can have it, but I done what was best for me. And that's with changing my teams as well. That was my decision, my choice, and something that's made me very happy, and I've got no regrets.
And you know, you've had 2 fights with Katie Taylor. You know, the first one, you know, even though a lot of people's eyes you won convincingly, you know, but Katie's team felt like, you know, she should have won. The second time, it was almost like a opposite to that, you know. A lot of people thought Katie won quite fairly. I think a lot of the general votes were saying Katie won, but your team felt like you should have won. Obviously, reflecting back on the fight, I know you're saying you've not watched it, but how do you feel about that decision now?
So obviously, like I said, I've not watched the fight, so I'm not going to say I won because I've not watched it, so I don't know. But in the ring the night, I thought this could easily be a draw, and I did. I thought it could be a draw because I was pressing. I was kind of trying to make the work happen where Katie was very hit, hold, few headbutts. So to me, it was like, you don't know what the judges are scoring, but I was trying to box and I was trying to let my hands go. But if I was being tied up, then I can't score. I can't land punches. And obviously, the referee was not like, I was getting frustrated where I've learned a lot from the fight as well because my head went, because I was getting annoyed at the referee. I was getting frustrated because he wasn't stopping her from holding and letting us fight. So it was kind of like I was just in there to just be held. And she sport me. Her game plan was very good and it worked because she got the win. So I think it was, it just wasn't my night and the referee didn't help that.
I remember in the post-fight interviews, I know you didn't do nothing, but Jamie and Nigel did a few, and there was some mention of how Eddie Hearn celebrated, and I think it's well on record that Eddie's, you know, Katie was his first female fighter that he kind of, you know, did the journey with. Obviously, you've seen the celebrations post-fight. You know, how did you feel about that when you watched it, and you know, any opinion on that?
So I didn't watch it because I've not watched the fight, but I did get told, and I think Eddie denies it and stuff. But at the end of the day, you can have favourites. I don't have that relationship with Eddie that Katie does, and they've had a great relationship. They've had a great working relationship. He's done wonders for her career, and she's also put on some great nights for him. So it's human nature, isn't it? Like, he wanted her to win, and he celebrated. And at the end of the day, he still pays me, so I'm still getting paid. So I think is what it is. But obviously, when everyone was saying it to me at the time, I was a bit like, bloody hell, we're both matchroom fighters. You could have at least made it less obvious, but same time, I still got paid.
And that's a fair reflection on that. And have you spoken to Eddie since? You know, how did the conversation go the first time you guys spoke? I'm guessing you have been speaking.
I've not been speaking to Eddie, no, nor Frank. I thought they would have messaged about my cut, seeing how it was, but no, nothing.
You know, what's the reason behind that?
I don't know, just don't speak.
Is that like a business thing? Do you have other people managing your business? Because people will be wondering now, is that like a, is there some issues from the last fight, or is it just generally how you do business? No,
just, to be fair, I'm quite quiet anyway, so I just like, I speak to my coaches, my team, and that's it. I'm quite quiet. I keep my head down and just get on with what I've got to do, and usually it's my manager. But like, when I won the first fight, obviously there's messaging me, well done, etc., but second fight I didn't hear nothing.
If Eddie's watching this, Eddie, you need to ask Chantelle how she is.
I'm fine now.
So obviously there's a rumoured date. Obviously nobody knows whether this, you know, are you in talks for the trilogy fight? Because there's also something put out recently that you and Katie may end up having an interim fight.
Yeah, so I think it's, obviously I want the trilogy fight, and I imagine Katie wants a trilogy fight because it's one apiece, and there's a score to be settled, and it'd be crazy now if we didn't have the third fight, because where do we both go? Like, it's always going to, I think it will always hang over us now that I won one, she won one, and then that was it. It would be bad for women's boxing as well, because women's boxing never had a trilogy. So I did get sent an interview of Eddie saying about interim fights, but I think that would be ridiculous, because look at Josh and Jack. They waited 2 years for their rematch, and it could have happened straight away. Whereas I think me and Katie, like, why let it like fade out? It's hot now, so we should have the trilogy, and that's what I think an interim fight would be stupid for both of us to take.
Contractually, what's the issue? Has it got to happen next, or could you both take different fights?
Contractually, there's nothing, because I didn't have a rematch clause. Katie had the rematch clause, so contractually we don't have to fight. But like, it would be criminal for us not to fight.
Just out of curiosity, because I know normally the champion is the one that gets a rematch clause should they lose. So you're saying, as the champion going into that second fight, if you lost, there was no rematch for you. But obviously, if Katie lost that second fight again, could she rematch it still?
So I don't think she had the rematch clause for the second fight, but I asked for a rematch clause, but I didn't get it.
Very interesting that. So as we stand right now, where is it? Are you going to land that May 25th date, or do you not know?
So I've said yes to everything, but it's just I think they're trying to work the money out, because I think me and Katie have said what we want, and they're just trying to make the numbers work.
And are you happy to fight in Ireland again? Because I know your team wanted you to fight. Jamie and Nigel, they were talking about wanting the fight previously, the trilogy to be in England.
I've got no say in it anymore. Like, Katie's a champion, she's got the belt, so I've got to go where she wants me to go, and that will be back in Dublin. Whereas I can't argue it anymore, because at the end of the day, I'm beltless.
Okay. And then with regards to, obviously you left Jamie, can you tell me at what point you kind of made that decision that you felt like you were going to change your training team?
So this is the thing, it was not after the Katie fight. The talks were actually happening with me and my manager and my family before the Katie V match. It was kind of like, and something was missing, and it was got to a point where I obviously had the fight and stuff, but I just knew that I felt like I was coming to the end of my career. In 32, I've still got a couple of more years left, but I just needed a change. So it wasn't actually the loss, and this is the thing that's the narrative now is, oh, I changed team because I lost a fight. It wasn't that, and people don't know that, because obviously people ain't going to know my business. So it just ended up happening at the bad time, at the worst time, because it would have been a lot better if I won the fight and then moved team, because then people can't paint this picture. But it didn't happen that way, and I still stuck to my decision. It was a hard decision, because I loved Jamie and Nigel to pieces. We had a great journey, a great relationship, but I needed to do what was best for me, and changing was the best thing for me. And I'm so happy. I've got no regrets, and now the future's bright again. I'm excited for what's next. Katie or no Katie.
That's interesting, that, because you're saying that you kind of wanted to leave. Thank you, Grant. You wanted to leave before that fight, because I know a lot of people assumed you kind of left it as a bit of as an excuse almost to your loss.
Yeah. So that's the thing. People don't know. People make these assumptions and stuff, but they weren't in my conversations with my manager, my friends and family. I was in Manchester for 6 years, and it was kind of like, it's a long journey from Northampton as well. Like, Sheffield's still 2 hours, but it's a lot easier journey. And it was, obviously, it was the worst timing. But I was going through the camp, and I was kind of just felt like I needed something new.
Okay. So the future for you right now, I'm guessing that May 25th date, that's what you want. Beyond that, there's so many big fights out there. We've got Sandy Ryan and Terri Harper fighting each other soon. I want to get your opinion on that fight before I ask you anything.
Great fight. I actually think Sandy will win, if I'm honest. I think very good fight, but I think Sandy's just a bit stronger, and I think I'm going to go Sandy win.
You and Sandy still got beef? Because I know there's a lot of exchange over the years. I don't know if there's anything happening recently.
You got to care about someone to have beef, so it's irrelevant to me. I can't be bothered with all that. Too old.
But like I said, there's so many exciting fights out there. I was just saying to you, there's Sandy or even Terri, Tasha Jonas. There's so many.
I'd love to fight Tasha Jonas. She's my friend, but I would love to fight. I think it'd be great to share the ring with her.
Okay. But the aim is obviously Katie Taylor. You've obviously, it's been a bit of a strange journey for you. Obviously, it's your first loss, so not experiencing loss for, I'm guessing, since the amateur days. What was the hardest part of that period? Tell me.
Losing sucks. Like, if you
explain the feeling and emotions to people that probably won't get this.
Probably just like you feel like you're nothing now, because you've had your first loss, you've had an undefeated record, you're on such a good roll, and then you lose, and it's kind of like you really do see who sticks around and who doesn't, and who the true ones are and who ain't. And when you're winning, everyone wants to know, everyone wants to talk to you, everyone's around, and you lose, and it's kind of like everything changes. And I think that's it. Like, you kind of feel a bit let down, and just a bit like you're not as good as what you thought you were.
I've seen you've still got some great sponsors, thanks to Lee at Fight sponsors. I know he's sorted a lot of stuff out for you.
Yeah, I've got some great sponsors, and if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't be having the journey I'm on, and I wouldn't be in the gym full time, and being able to travel to fight camps and stay.
Yeah. Anything else you want to get off your chest, Chantelle, before I let you go? You know, because you've been quiet for that long, I feel like you may have loads that you want to offload. Anyone you want to vent at or have a go at?
No one. I just think I think I just got so much respect for Jamie and Nigel and his team, and I wish them all the best. And I really do. I think the word of them, what a journey we've had, from coming from no belts to WBC silver to winning the WBC to then becoming unified against May and McGee, which was a great fight, becoming undisputed, and then having the matches with Katie Taylor. It's been such a journey, but it's such a short career where I really did need just a change. I needed something a little bit different, and I hope Jamie and Nigel will always be my friends, and I hope they'll always be on the end of the phone, and we'll always have that relationship that we've had, because we've had such a good relationship. But boxing is a short career, and you have got to make these decisions, and it was a tough decision. It wasn't something I made easy. Like during my last fight camp, it was kind of like I just felt like I was like, how many more fights I have left? And knowing you just get to a point where it's like I need to do something to find the love again and like the excitement and stuff. And I think for me, that's what everyone said, just maybe change your team and change your scenery and change your environment. But there's nothing personal about it. There's no vendettas, no nastiness. Like it's just, I'm glad that I've done this, because this is for me. And do you know what? So not many people can say like they've made the right decisions for themselves, because people don't want to admit that. Whereas I am admitting it. This was for me. This is for me to fall in love with boxing and kind of regenerate myself again and start completely new. Like I did take the loss, yeah, but I wanted to start something completely fresh and new anyway. So everything happens for a reason, and this is my reason, and I'm happy I made this decision.
Well, fair play to you. I think there'd be, let me just change the memory card. Yeah, sorry, just had to change my memory card there. One last question, because there'd be a lot of nosy people out there that'd be curious. Obviously, you know, you're saying you kind of decided before the last fight that you were going to probably change teams. When you made that decision, how did the conversation go? You know, was it via text or call, or, you know?
We had a coffee in Costa, cried my eyes out, which is embarrassing, because obviously it's emotional. I love them, like I really do. They're more than just coaches. We've had such a good relationship, so it was very emotional. So I was in Costa Coffee and cried in a public coffee shop, which is so embarrassing, but yeah.
How did Jamie take the news?
I think he kind of agreed as well that he wants me to be happy, which shows what sort of man he is. And yes, said that we'll still be friends, which is the most important thing. Too many people fall out of their coaches for bad reasons, and that's why everyone makes assumptions. But people don't know everyone's story and everyone's actual personal business. But too many people just jump on the bandwagon, and it's just like, so sometimes you have to speak to get your point across, which is just frustrating. You shouldn't have to.
That's fair play, that, and it's good of you to kind of explain that, because I think most people assume, if they don't know, they assume all sorts.
Yeah, no, me and Jamie sat down, Costa Coffee, and had a good chat, and it was very emotional.
Chantelle, appreciate your time. Like I said, I know you ain't done nothing for a while, so I genuinely appreciate you giving me your time. Anything else you want to say before I let you go?
That's it. Thanks.
Chantelle Cameron, thank you for your time.
I got a question for you. Where can discipline take you? Discipline points you towards your goals.